Hi, Susan Bachelder here. In this video, I am going to talk about a really key factor in building successful relationships. This is not only in business, but in all areas of life. There's 8 actually really important ways of building successful relationships, but the one I'm going to talk about tonight is listening. This is one that I find gets missed maybe way too often, I guess is the best way to describe it. I think that it's crucial to start right from the beginning of any relationship. Of course, you can correct it along the way, but it really takes a really firm forward step into building that relationship right out of the gate. If that is made a priority, is listening. We should each be listening way more than we are talking. And it does a number of things. There's that age-old saying that says we were given 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason, and that's so we could listen twice as much as we speak. Active listening, like really being present in the conversation and being compassionately empathetic to whatever they're saying, whatever they're sharing with you, and that doesn't mean, some people get confused with compassionate empathy to be something that you only apply or use in a sad story, but that's not it at all. To be compassionately empathetic is to just be open to hearing how that person is feeling or what they're expressing. So you're just actively engaging and showing that you're there, present, and involved in listening to what they're sharing. That requires not just the act of listening, but showing eye contact, maybe facial expressions to show that you are actually interested, gestures, maybe once in a while a nod, just physical and like all the nonverbal cues that you are actively listening. We will learn much more about that person and be able to move forward into the relationship more successfully if we're aware of what they're telling. Maybe it's their personal story or how they responded to something. It shows them, without even expressing the words, it shows them that you value what they're saying, that you are present, that what they're saying has weight, has importance. It's just a basic, competent technique, which is critical. I believe it is critical in having a successful relationship. Now, you would hope that it would be returned, but the best way to show somebody that that is what you would expect in a relationship is, of course, to do it. Especially as a leader. That is one of the things that I find, especially in marketing, is that leaders tend to speak more. Yes, they've got more value, and it's fine in a presentation style setting, but a leader actually has to, for sure, be listening, because to be able to lead people and to be able to be aware of which people on your team are ready to step into a leadership role, or what specific responsibilities or content you could give them, or what specific strengths do they have that you could maybe highlight or illuminate, or you could maybe give them a little urge or a little push to take more action. There's just so much that you can learn as a leader by listening to your team, paying attention of who they are and what their strengths are. It also it builds rapport with them by demonstrating that you truly are engaging with them by listening to what they have to say. It motivates them to continue to be open and speak more and to be honest in their dialogue. I'll give you an example to that one, and that one's really important to me. If somebody is, say you ask somebody a question, and then they're answering your question, but you are just being distracted, or you're not really listening, or you cut them off in the middle of what they're saying, they're not going to be as comfortable speaking with you the next time. You're showing them that what they have to say has no weight, no presence, or no value to you. So one of two things for sure is going to happen either the next time or a few times after you do that to them. This is whether it's your team member or a colleague or a friend. They're going to be cautious when they do speak with you next time, because they're not going to feel like you value what they have to say, or they're going to kind of anticipate that what you have to say is more important, and you're probably just going to interrupt them or start speaking again anyway. So they might be just kind of hesitating and almost expecting that to happen, or they will try to adjust and filter what they're speaking about or what they're answering your question in hopes that they'll please you this time. So just be aware. It's a really important part of building relationships, and especially within marketing, as we're talking about relationship building and branding yourself. If you're known as the leader that truly listens to colleagues and engages and listens at the same time in masterminds and builds up your team by listening and getting to know them, then it will brand you as somebody who is engaging and listening. So it is definitely valuable. I'm going to be coming out with the other points of relationship building, key parts of the whole concept. So I know I gave you something to think about. It is probably nothing that you're not aware of, but I think it's worth just really keeping present in your mind so that you're just aware of how well you listen. Subscribe to the channel, and your feedback is important to me. I would like to send you away with a question. You can answer it in the comments or within the article that you found this video, and that would be great. Regarding listening, how do you consciously think about if you're listening to someone or not? Or do you ever actively engage as somebody's telling you something? Do you send them out questions, or do you respond with something that's interactive of what they've just said to make sure to acknowledge that you've listened to them? Do you do any of that kind of ensuring that someone knows that you've been listening? That's it for today. I'll see you on the next video.